We're here today with Doug from Titan Insurance Services, and he's going to tell us about the history of his business. What inspired you to become an insurance agent?
Well, my father was in sales his whole life, and I had a feeling I was going to end up in sales myself. And what we talked about was residual income. So when you're in sales, it's a lot of work. Each year you got to write new business, sell something new. He said, Doug, you need to get in a business where you can basically get a income stream built. So when you get in your 50s and 60s, you don't necessarily have to work so hard. Insurance is one of those industries where you have residual income if you build up an appropriate client base.
What is the history of your business?
I've been in the business for over 10 years. However, I've had my own agency, which is Titan Insurance Services, since 1/1 of 2017. I worked for some other independent insurance agencies, and at my last place of business, I was able to buy my existing book, my clients out from the other agency owner who was nice enough to do that, and I formed my own agency effective 1/1/2017. So at the end of this year, I'll be in business by myself for 2 years.
What makes your business unique?
What makes my business unique is we're a little bit more hands-on with the client. We care. We're a good-sized agency, but we're not too big. So, a lot of these larger agencies will get clientele in, and they just kind of become a number. We look after the relationship. We want to keep the relationship. We make the same amount of money on the relationship as long as we keep it. So we care. So, we interact. We make sure that the rating is competitive, and we answer all questions.
What are the mistakes people make when buying insurance?
All sorts of mistakes. You get people that are absolutely brilliant, however, they're not brilliant when it comes to insurance. That's the advantage of using an insurance agent. Majority of what I do is home and auto. So you would get customers that don't have the appropriate coverage on home, so things are missed. Another big thing would be limits of insurance. So you'll have someone that could potentially be a high income earner and does not carry enough coverage. So if they do have a situation where there's a loss, they're underinsured. And when you're underinsured, you could potentially be paying stuff out of pocket. And for a few dollars more, you could have bought the appropriate coverage.
What are some questions to ask when selecting an insurance agent?
First of all, you would want to have a demographic where the agent is going to be local. So if you want to come see them, you would have the ability to do that. Next, I think, would be the size of the agency. Do you want to be somewhere where you're just a number, or do you want to be somewhere where you call in, they know who you are? Thirdly, I would always recommend using an independent insurance agent. You have what's called captive insurance agents, which would be your State Farm, your Allstates of the world. They only have one market. The advantage of using an independent agent is we have several companies we represent. So basically what we can do is we can shop your business amongst our carriers, and we can go ahead and propose the best deal. So big things is make sure like, trust the person, they're close by. They're not going to be too big, or you're not going to be just a number in the agency. And then finally, independent agency every time. You have to use an independent agent.
What do you find the most rewarding about being an agent?
The customer interactions. Over the years, typically when people are talking to an insurance agent, they're not real happy about doing it. It's just we have a stigma in our business. People don't like insurance. However, after we develop a relationship, we get them in the door, we get to know the customer, they get to know me, and the interactions are fun, and we get to learn a little bit more about them, and I try to keep things light, and I guess it would be getting to know my clientele would probably be the most rewarding part.
If people would like to learn more about your business, how can I do that?
Well, you can go to my website, which is www.titancolumbus.com. There you're going to find out about the people that work at my agency, the carriers that we represent, the stuff we specialize in. As I said before, a lot of what we do is personal insurance, so that would be home and auto. We also do business insurance, so we do all sorts of stuff. And then one of our niches we do would be condo associations. So if you go to my website, www.titancolumbus.com, you can find all sorts of information.
Thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome. Thank you.
This is Taylor reporting from the Worthington Digital Media Club.